Determining accurate landed cost is often very difficult. There are so many factors that go into the landed cost that it can get very complicated very quickly. Having an accurate landed cost figure is the most important step to getting an accurate gross margin figure. Oracle Retail Trade Management, or RTM, can help you manage the import process and determine the most accurate landed cost so there will be no surprises. Now let's see how it works. In this video, we will introduce the estimated and actual landed cost calculations at a high level. Within Oracle's Retail Trade Management, retailers can record different cost components under three different types: assessments, expenses, and upcharges. Here are the components used and their calculation based on the estimated and actual values. We can see the air freight charge component includes a greater cost than what was estimated, so the actual cost will be greater than the estimated cost. Thus, the actual cost is $2,652 compared with the estimated cost, which is $2,612. In our example, the air freight charge comes from the obligations as an obligation invoice, which was sent by the agent. However, the customs entry invoice is received from the selected broker. The HTS definition file includes the HTS codes used. The HTS codes are defined by the government and can be configured by the retailer in the Retail Trade Management module. In the Item HTS window, we can maintain the harmonized tariff schedule classifications and assessments, as well as view HTS details that are associated with an item. Assessments are calculated at the item, country of sourcing, import country level. The cost components track the pertinent assessments for an item by HTS classification. Assessments differ from expenses in that they are defined by a government agency. Expense profiles can be defined for suppliers, partners, and/or countries of sourcing. Supplier and country profiles default to items. Partner expense profiles default to PO items when an item is added to an order. For a given supplier, you may utilize one basic route from the supplier's country to the discharge port, but may have many different routes when moving the goods from the discharge port to the destination. You can divide supplier and partner expense profiles into country or zone level. Country level profiles are for expenses incurred when moving goods from a country of sourcing to the discharge port in the country of import. Additionally, you can change the rate on a cost component in expense profiles and automatically update item expenses and/or PO items expenses on a designated date. On the screen, an import order is displayed with defined lading port and discharge port. The partner information is added to the order so the agent's expenses are applied on the order automatically. When the item is added to the order, the item's HTS is assigned to the order. These assessments are calculated in the estimated landed cost as duties, because the displayed assessments currently have so-called in-duty flags set up from the different possible nomination flags, which are available for cost components. An expense is a cost component associated with moving a product from a supplier to the retailer, primarily when dealing with importing. Examples include transportation cost, shipping insurance, and so on. Two expenses are defaulted from the selected partner: air transportation and insurance. The air transportation component has specific calculation basis, so every 1 kilogram costs $2. The insurance is a value type component, so it has a rate which is based on the supplier costs currently. However, the specific component has a monetary amount as calculation basis. On the PO header screen, we can see the exact estimated landed cost in which the assessments and expenses are calculated as configured previously. So the order cost is increased with the duties-related costs and expenses. In the obligation window, we can create, edit, and view obligations. An obligation can be received from a partner or supplier and contains the expenses typically incurred for the movement and handling of goods. An obligation does not include the cost of goods. After entering the details of the obligation, you can set the status of the obligation to approved. For example, many consolidators and shippers charge per container regardless of the container's contents. More specifically, they may charge an air transportation charge of $2 for each kilogram. In this case, a transportation container level would be used and the $2 air transportation charge would be allocated down to each PO item combination. On the ALC review screen, the ELC and ALC values are displayed on the top of the screen, and it includes the related components, shipments, and other obligation and non-obligation invoices. If the component has the same value, which is recorded in the estimated value, then the actual value is unchanged. QuickBorn's highly experienced merchandising solution consulting and service practice provides implementation, integration, and support services for Oracle Retail Merchandising Operations Management Solution.